It's kitchen time, and we're cooking up pasta fagioli, a classic Italian dish. Olivia Becker is back. She's the founder of Dalla Fonte, the local Seattle company that brings us a taste of Italy to your doorstep. Welcome back. It's already smelling so fragrant here in the kitchen. What Italian dish are we making today?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here because pasta fagioli means so much to my family because it's what my grandma would make us all the time. You'd go to her house, it's like, what smells so good? It's pasta fagioli, which is what they called it if you were a New Yorker, an Italian living in New York. And so we are making it today, but what's great about this version where my
there's
grandma,
your grandma.
there
And
she
to your grandma.
Yes.
Look at you guys.
Oh my gosh, and little me, she was the best. We lost her about 10 years ago, so doing things like this is like, oh, it just brings me back.
Absolutely.
So it is wonderful. But where my grandma would spend all day in the kitchen, this is something called pasta fagioli veloce, which means speedy. So pasta, beans, and speed, which as a working mom, I love something that's fast. It makes it very approachable.
Right.
And we're gonna be doing the recipe from Viola Buitoni, which is a friend of mine. She's an Italian chef. And she has the same memories I do. So her mom growing up would make this on the oven all day with the pork rinds and the dry beans. And she would just come home to those smells. So we worked together to create a recipe for our spring Dalla Fonte box to share with all of our club members and share with everybody today.
So let's get going.
Yeah.
What do we have already in this pan?
Okay, so we have two different pans up front, and this is a combination of garlic, shallots, fresh rosemary, a little salt and pepper, and pancetta. And pancetta is an Italian pork. Sometimes it can be hard to find. You can use bacon. It's all good.
Perfect.
So we've been browning that.
Okay.
And while we boil the pasta, and now we're just gonna add a cup of water.
Oh.
And yeah.
Yeah, and what else do we have here?
And then these are the Tuscan white cannellini beans. So this is what makes pasta fagioli. It's the white Italian bean, and you can see how creamy they are. These are straight from Tuscany. They are covered in olive oil. They're absolutely delicious. So we are going to bring that to a boil. I'll turn that up a little bit. And this is in our spring box, and so this is what we really built this recipe around, are these delicious cannellini beans.
Oh my gosh, and any pasta, you can use anything that dealer's choice?
Yeah. Yes, dealer's choice. So we have an Italian pasta in here, of course. It's just a shortcut pasta, but you can really use anything. I mean, obviously with pasta, you want to make sure the only ingredient is the organic semolina flour, or it also has eggs. Nothing else. So we are partial to Italian pasta at Dalla Fonte, but anything you find at the store also works. This is supposed to be a comfort meal, and it just brings in the flavors of the pasta and then the meat and the beans.
And you're cooking this till about?
You actually want to cook this al dente because it will cook in the beans a bit. So that's about 1 minute shy of the cooking time. So I think this pasta was 8 minutes. So it's been cooking here, the magic of TV, for about 7.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And it's probably ready to go in the beans once they boil.
Yes.
So
okay, and while we're waiting for the boil, tell me about the spring subscription box, what you get with everything.
yeah, of course. So we send out boxes to our members every quarter. And this quarter was an ode to spring. So it's Primavera in Tavola, which means spring on your table. So you can see over there what we have. We have the white beans, of course, and then we have a 2-cheese polenta, also a very quick, delicious, hearty Italian meal.
Yum.
We have Italian grissini, which I love to pair with those things, something crunchy with the soup or the polenta. We've got chocolate orange biscotti, truffles from Piedmont, some Easter eggs as well for the recent holiday, Sicilian marmalade, and then some edible flowers with a sea salt, which is also what we'll be using to top the pasta fagioli. And then, of course, every box comes with a wine that pairs with the meal. And so it's really this complete experience. And this is where Viola comes in as well, because she's contributed recipes, you know, from her book with the box, because really we want to make these things like approachable for everyone. You know, everyone's a cook in our minds. Kelly, you can, this is something you can do. And it just brings those Italian flavors into people's homes. And Viola's great because, you know, she is from Perugia, Italy, living in the US, and her whole cookbook is about like here's one Italian ingredient you can find here in the U.S. to create all these dishes, and that's what she's done, and that's the inspiration here.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Look at you guys. Okay, this looks like
wonderful.
It's boiling too,
Yes,
so what's
okay.
next?
So, easy peasy, you're just gonna take this, I love a little colander spoon.
Okay.
And you're going to scoop the pasta into the beans.
And if I get a little pasta water, that's okay?
I like mine a little bit thicker, my pasta fagioli, but
okay.
If you like it soupier,
no, I'm going with the pro.
Water.
Whatever you're telling me to do, that's what I'm going with.
Well, one trick, I would say, always save your pasta water, because you see it's like this thick, starchy, salty water. And that can be used to thin your soup as well. So a lot of times we just like take the bowl and dump it over the sink. It goes down the drain. No, save it.
Save it. Okay, and what's
so
next
just
after
give
this?
That a stir.
Okay.
Just stir that pasta in with the beans.
The smells. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And it's really that rosemary and garlic and the pancetta. It is just such a comforting meal. Everything's working.
Okay, and then we get to top it?
Yeah. So let's see if you can scoop some in there. I know we kind of have.
I know, a little.
Let's see, it's not quite the ladle.
I know. You know, we're doing our best here.
Yeah, this is fine.
Everything's fine.
That's good,
okay.
Yeah.
And what's
regardless
topping?
of what it looks like, you always want to top. This is Pecorino Romano cheese. It's a grated sheep cheese. You know, anybody knows on an Italian table, you have a big bowl of cheese, grated cheese. So you put that on. If you like spice, it's
Hit
excellent.
me with it,
okay,
yes.
with some chili flakes.
Yum.
And then we have, this is our Italian sea salt with edible flowers, a very fun floral touch and really good flavors. So you top that with some salt as well. And then of course, as we all know, olive oil.
Olive
Make
oil.
sure it's extra virgin. This is one of our favorites from Florence, a restaurant that we love. And then
You're taking me to Italy with this meal. I can't wait. Okay, and while I taste test, tell me how the subscription works too. Thank you so much.
So we deliver a box of products made in Italy every quarter to our members. You can pair it with a bottle of Italian wine, or you can have just the foods, but it's really about like introducing people to all of those flavors. We have the small producers. Oh, what do you think?
I'm completely silent. This is absolutely delicious.
Thank you. I mean,
wow.
I think every Italian or Italian American watching will recognize pasta fagioli or pasta fazool, as so many immigrants called it, and just like as a meal that just brings them back to their families, just all those flavors, and it's a really easy, as you can see, comforting meal. Yeah.
You are the absolute best. Thank you so much. I mean, just take me to Italy right now. Come back anytime, and I'm gonna dive into that focaccia bread too next.
The New Day Northwest Kitchen is brought to you by Safeway.